Hi, I'd like to share with you today two Dell Studio 1535s. The one on the left is a little older than the one on the right, but the one on the left does have a faster processor. It has the T9300, as opposed to the one on the right has the 8800, I think. But one of the main differences between the two is that with the older one, it has like a graphite type palm rest, and the touchpad has like the print on it that says where the scroll lines are, and with the newer one it does not have that, nor does it have the graphite looking key armrest, which is sort of strange because the one with the graphite is nice. Also on the older one I do have the extended battery. As you can see here, it does lift it up a little bit, as opposed to this one. It is flat on the ground pretty much. There's very little room for air to flow under it. Here you can see a big difference. There you can see that this amount of space, as opposed to here, there's pretty much no space. But I've noticed that as far as boot times, the older one, with the T9300 processor, tends to boot only a couple seconds faster than the newer one. But also, let's see, the new one has the T5850 CPU, and it gave me a Windows rating of 4.0, as opposed to the older one. It gave me a Windows rating of 4.0 as well, but the experience index is 5.4 for the processor, and the newer one is 5.1. And the memory on the newer one is 4.7 rating index. Both of the computers have 4 gigs of RAM, but the memory on the newer one is 4.7, and on the older one is 5.0. And the graphics, gaming, and primary hard disk on both are 4, and the primary hard disk is 5.3. The graphics card is the 256 megabyte ATI card, and other than that, there's not much difference. Both have the high resolution screens. For some reason on the older computer, it has the screen brightness, when on high, is a lot brighter and crisper than the new one, which seems a little strange, but other than that, both computers function extremely well. The older one does have Blu-ray, as opposed to the new one. We did not get a Blu-ray on it. Let me turn these around so that you can see the size of the battery difference, because one of the main things when ordering the computer, I was not sure exactly how big the battery is, the extended battery, and it was very hard to find information on it. But here you can see this has the extended battery, and this has just the regular battery. As far as size difference, let me put them together. You can just see a comparison here. There. That's the size difference in the battery. The right one has the standard, and the left has the extended. But you can swap them. If you don't buy the extended battery for the laptop, you can buy it and put it on the one that you bought the standard battery for, I wasn't sure of that because the battery looks a lot different, but it just has here an extra piece as opposed to here. There's nothing. The battery just stops here. Here it goes from here to here, and then that extended piece. But other than that, the computers are both extremely great. Got them both in black. The black shows fingerprints all over it though, which is a downside. But I like the computer. I upgraded from an older Inspiron and haven't had any problems yet. Both have the backlit keyboard, which is really nice in the dark, especially when you have no light, 'cause otherwise with my older computer, which did not have the backlit keyboard, you had to tilt the screen down in order to take a look at the keys that you were trying to touch. Let me turn the lights off so you can just get an idea of what the keyboard looks like. Here's the backlit keyboard on both of them. This one's dim. There we go. So yeah, the keyboards are great. The backlit. When you see it from an angle, the light comes out a little bit. You can see that it's bright, but it doesn't affect anything. But other than that, there's pretty much no difference between them. Although on the newer one, the 2 megapixel camera seems to be a little bit clearer than the older one. But they're both great computers, and I hope this helps anyone that needed more information about the battery issue, because I sure couldn't find any information on it to see exactly what the size difference was. But having the extended battery is great. I get about, I don't know how much extra, probably an extra hour, depending on what you're doing. But it also raises up the laptop so that it creates like a palm rest, and having that extra height makes a difference. But if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Thank you.